Now on to looking at subgroups, which is sometimes called clusters. Ignore that writing. So here's an example, and when I look at this graph here, I can see that it looks like there might be kind of a weak relationship between these two variables, and because there's a lot of scatter going around, and that's about all I can say is a really weak linear increasing relationship. So, however, if I was to split the data now into subgroups, and an NZ grapher, it does this by colouring the data points in different colours depending on which category they're in, I can see a different picture. And this is the picture that I now see. And when I look at this picture, I get quite a different story now. I can see that there are clearly two groups. There's the red plus group, and then there's the blue circle group. And we can see there that there are different values, and the values of the blue group, we tend to have negative values for those, whereas the plus groups tend to have positive values. So this is what subgroup analysis does, is we take our graphs on NZ Grapher, we colour them in different colours depending on some category, and we look to see if there is a pattern. And if there is a pattern, we want to try and describe it and explain why that might be happening, so telling the story. So let's have a look at our fuel efficiency. So we've just got our straight fuel efficiency by weight graph. Okay. Then if I just try colouring that same graph in different colours, here I've done by American and foreign, so I've got the type of manufacture. So where has it been manufactured? So the green colours, the green dots, are our cars that were manufactured overseas, and our red dots are the cars that were manufactured in America. And we can see that the green dots are scattered throughout the whole picture and the red dots are scattered throughout the whole trend, so there isn't a clumping of these at one end or another. So when I look at the manufacture of it, that has absolutely, there's no clusters or subgroups that I can see here. I now changed my different type to looking at the type of car it is. So the red coloured dots are compact ones, and these are our legends up the top here. The brown coloured ones are large cars. Green is mid-size. That greeny blue colour is small. Then we've got our blue sporties, and we've got our dark blue vans. And so when I look through that trend, the dark blue ones might be down the bottom here. The red ones kind of in the middle there, but the green ones are spread throughout there. The brown ones are spread throughout here, and then these other teal colour ones are spread all around this top part, when the light blue kind of spread throughout this part. So it's not a clear split. There may be some subgroups that go on there, but this is getting quite difficult to tell on this particular one. The other type that I could do and subgroup and look at for that is what type of transmission it was, so whether it was a front wheel drive or a rear wheel drive. So the front wheel drives are the red dots and the rear wheel drives are the green dots. And we can see through that trend, the red dots are spread throughout it and the green dots are spread throughout it. They're not all in one area or another. So again, this doesn't suggest any kind of subgrouping. Okay, I can't split this up in any way. There's not a particular pattern that I can notice that's different from everything else. So the other one is the transmission type, whether it's an automatic or not. And again, I've got the green dots spread throughout the whole entire data series. The red dots towards the end there, but they're not separated groups. So again, there is no clear distinction here. There is no clear subgrouping going on. So that's what I'm going to say, is I'm going to say, looking at the graph, I can't see any obvious groupings. And you might want to also go on and explain, I've looked to see transmission type, to look at fuel type, the type of vehicle, etc. So you might list the types of things that you've looked for, and just say, I haven't found anything. And the comment that I've got after this is kind of trying to tie it together and saying, well, that's what I would expect, because we haven't really got, when I drive around, I don't see two distinct types, a big car and a small car. We see kind of some small, some medium, some large, but they're on a continuous range. Some cars are just a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, but there aren't clear two distinct groups of cars. And that's what we want to be able to say.